I'm not going to say who this video is for, because if I do that, they might take it out of context. But this is the truth. I finally did watch all of the Daywave radio thing. What someone that was on that show needs to understand is I did not make up those accounts. I have witnesses seeing me arguing with these people. Somebody did that to get me to go on racial tirades against Hispanic people. Okay, that's what happened. And then they did pretend to be your father. I don't know better because I don't know different dialects of Spanish. Do you understand what I'm saying? I don't know better. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't make those accounts. My presumption, I really did only make one account when you denied my math class, which I now understand you didn't even know that I had asked you for a math class, okay? I understand things more clearly. I do see that you were fibbing about a lot of things, including how much we spoke. I'll forgive that, though. Okay, I'll forgive that. And I forgive you for everything, honestly. Like I said, I take responsibility because I'm older than you and because of other reasons that you're aware of. What you need to know is these are the same or similar trolls to the ones that have been bothering us from the second we met each other. Okay, these are those Trump-supporting trolls that would harass you and harass me and would harass me with, they would harass me that I wanted to be with you because you don't look like me, okay? And it's not right that you, well, I don't blame you. They are manipulating you. I only made up one account, and yeah, I got wound up because I saw what I saw. And you know the truth regarding this situation. Those accounts were not mine. I've never looked at your Don't you think if I looked at your Facebook profiles, I would know more? And if the situation with the child is the situation with the child, don't you think that if I was actually stalking you, I would know that? Please think this out clearly. I'm not coming down because I don't want to make you feel unsafe. What I'm going to try to do is, because the plane has to stop in another country that's near there, I'm going to try and go to that country and just spend my time in that country so I'm not wasting the ticket. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that. These people saying that you can just get your money back lickety-split, they're idiots. Okay? This is the first time I ever traveled internationally besides to Canada. Okay? Which, you don't take a plane to Canada if you live where I live. But the thing that you need to understand is I'm not lying. I only told you the truth. I think that we did have a breakdown in communication. Look, maybe I wanted things, and I'll give you this, maybe I wanted things to be the way I wanted them to be so much that I didn't see, I chose to look the other way on some signals that you may have sent me. But you know that this is a lot different than you think it is. Or not that you think it, it's a lot different than it's being portrayed, and I really don't believe that you would purposely hurt me, and I don't think that that's what you were trying to do. And by the way, you were nice. You were nice. Because I understand how frustrated you must be. I chose to look the other way, perhaps, because I cared about you so much. And I will admit this, though, you did not clarify things as clear as they could be. And but the thing is, these people are the ones that were harassing us from the beginning, or at least they're similar people, the same kind of trolls. We used to make fun of these people. Now they're us. Now they're doing this to me. Isn't that funny? Anyway, I think you should consider the fact that those accounts that I was arguing with, like Antonio Sanchez, Chimichanga Chimmy, yeah, they're comically ridiculous, but I thought these were accounts made by perhaps, like they claimed, members of your family. And I don't know that... I don't know. I do know that there's, Mexican Spanish and Argentine Spanish and Guatemalan Spanish, etc. But you have to understand, as a non-Spanish speaking person, aside from Puerto Ricans and Cubans, who have more like an African thing going on, aside for that, like a Afro-Latino thing going on, aside for that, pretty much to me, it all sounds the same. You remember that because you told me that I wouldn't be able to know anything because it all sounds the same. All that sounds the same to us. whether it's a Spaniard from Spain, well, nah, I shouldn't say that. Spaniards actually speak differently than than Latin Americans. But the thing that I'm trying to explain is this. I didn't know any better. Okay? I did not know any better to not think that these people were Argentines. Okay? I didn't know any better because I'm not Argentinian. Okay? I think that you did get played to a degree. I know you didn't try to hurt me. I'm not coming down. To make you feel safe, I'm not coming down. And like I said, if you need my true criminal record, I will give it to you. And you can do whatever you're going to do, but you don't need to because I'm not coming down. I am going to try and go to another country with that ticket. So I'm going to have to spend another whole bunch of time on the phone with these idiots to try and figure this out. But I don't want to waste my money, but I'm not coming down to see you. And if I can't fix it, I'm still not coming down to Argentina. Because if I really did make you feel that upset, I'm sorry. I am sorry. And I really did think there was something going on. And maybe what it is that troll. You remember the troll that I was arguing with? I think it was Tig Manson. That's not a real name, of course. I didn't make up these accounts. But if you remember properly, he stated that you were living happily with your boyfriend and I just needed to leave you alone. These people have been trying to put us against each other since day one. Since day one, they've been trying to make me not like you. And look, I don't know what to think anymore. I mean, the language that you used to insult me was very out of character for you. I could never see you calling somebody a retard, ever. I could never see that. You were very supportive of me. You were caring of me. I wish you would be honest with yourself. I hope you still check my YouTube channel. I really do hope you do. I'm going to give up on trying to contact you. I'm making a video. If you watch the video, this video is the truth. All of my videos, to the best of my knowledge, are the truth. I can tell you right now, I do not lack the ability to make multiple accounts. I don't know how, well, I can make multiple accounts, but I don't. I don't. I made one, and I don't even like Facebook because I can't post anything to Facebook anyway. They took all my crap down because I posted the truth about Black Lives Matter. Okay? I don't even like going on Facebook. Just keep in mind that I don't think I've ever been dishonest to you. Okay, if anything, I've been a little too honest to you. And I want you to consider that, think about it. Think about the conversations I was having with these trolls. Do you think that these are conversations that I'd be made? They weren't harassing you, they were harassing me about you to get me riled up. And why were they doing that? Because they know that the only thing, and that's the thing, is by removing you from the equation, they can't really do much to me anymore. I don't really care anymore. So they were harassing me regarding you to get me riled up. Okay, because they knew nothing else gets me riled up. If anything, I think this has to do with Donald Trump and me being so outspoken about Donald Trump and these people's affiliations with Donald Trump. I think that's what's going on. And, we used to make fun of the alt-righters for being phonies. And now you've joined the alt-right. Ha ha, I guess they won. That's what they want to think, is they won. But I know you're smarter than this, and I never thought you were stupid. The reason I thought people were making decisions for you, and I'm not trying to offend you, it's because you're a very feminine girl, and I do know that you are very submissive. Okay, I do know that. Or at least that's the way you portrayed yourself, as a very calm, quiet, passive girl. And I thought that somebody was telling you what to do, and that's what was going on, especially after you discredited that troll that said that I might be completely mistaken, and I probably am at this point, regarding the whole situation with the child. And I apologize for that. But these people are lying. They're lying. I will get my real criminal record and I will show it to you. I am not a criminal. And yes, I did work at a mental health clinic, and that mental health clinic was Pendel Mental Health Center. You can check it out. I also worked at what's called a drop-in center. That drop-in center was called the Reach Out Foundation. I have worked in mental health. I have also been a recipient of mental health services. I've never lied about any of this. any of this, Elio. Sorry. They're lying to you. They've been the ones, they have to have been the ones behind this from the beginning. I never made up alternate accounts, nor did I make up alternate accounts to argue with myself over you. Think about how insane that is. That's the most, you think I'm crazy, but you have to know I'm not that stupid. Okay? I would never do that. And if that were the case, my heart condition, which is actually miraculously better now that I know the truth, but my heart condition started because of this arguing with these trolls and all. I've had numerous problems, health problems because of this. Do you think I'd give myself health problems just to argue with myself over you? No. And I didn't make up all these alternate accounts and friend request you with fake names. That's baloney. I never did that. I think what you did is, I think you've been being trolled by trolls. I didn't do that. I'm not a troll, and I don't do that. Everything on the internet can be traced to me. My name is on everything. I have made a couple alternate accounts that weren't affiliated with our stuff to be friends with family members and stuff, because I didn't want people knowing our politics, because it would be offensive to some people that aren't familiar with our political views, if you know what I mean. That's why I made alternate accounts, and if you look at those, what are they? They're James Clark, or James R. Clark, or you know what I mean? So, what you need to understand is I did not make up anything to harass you with. I really did not know anything over the years. If I did, I would know something. I would know something. And if you want, I can show you the Instagram conversation that I'm having with somebody that's defending Royce and trying to get me to give up on prosecuting Royce and still saying that he'll, that you're going to be his girlfriend and all this other stuff. I don't care if you want to be with Royce. In fact, if you want to be with Royce, you kind of get what you deserve, because I have a feeling he is a womanizing pig. In fact, I know it because he's all right, okay? And I like when he goes, I'm not an alpha male. Real alpha males don't say they're alpha males. Oh, that's what you're doing right now. My point is don't let these people play you like this. I thought you were playing me when I examined the video and I examined the conversation. No, you're not playing me. But you do want to be left alone, and I will leave you alone. I will not bother you. Unfortunately, the reason I keep making videos is this is a developing situation. I couldn't watch it live because it was upsetting. I watched some of it live, and it was upsetting because all I could focus on was you lying, and I wasn't focusing on what you were saying. And the majority of what you said was true, but there was also the lies about the number of times we communicated, and I know you did care about me, and I know you're lying about that. But that's not the point. If you don't care about me now, I can't change that. Okay? But I do think that you know that this is wrong, what they're doing to me. You have to know it's wrong. Okay? And if you choose to do this to me, that makes you wrong. And it just makes me love you even less. Not that I love you at all anymore. I'm indifferent to you. You chose to have me be indifferent to you. I choose to be indifferent to you. You think that that's the thing, is you think I'm this emotional pushover or some weakling, or I was only that way with you because I had somebody I could open up to, or so I thought. Okay? That was the only reason I was so mushy-gushy nonsense with you. I really, really, genuinely did fall in love with you. You have to understand that. I would never do any of this crap to you. I really wouldn't. And a lot of it, I don't even have the technological know-how to do it. I'm old as hell, and you know that. I don't know how to do any of this stuff. And you know that we did plan on meeting in Argentina. But that's besides the point. I don't care that these little white lies and fibs and stuff, that's okay. That's okay that you're fibbing a little bit here and there, even if it's against me. They're the ones that did this. They've been trying to turn me against you from the moment we met. I'm not saying it's necessarily the Daywave Radio crew, although that's probably who's in my inbox in Instagram. But what I am saying is, it's someone else. Now, I do have hard copies of the conversations we had, and the only reason, and I'm going to take them off of Instagram for you, but the only reason I posted those was because I couldn't risk people thinking I'm insane. You know we spoke, and you know what we spoke about. You know I care about you. Okay, if you want to continue this to hurt me and hurt me and hurt me and hurt me and hurt me, you have to understand this. It's losing its effect because I'm not really caring so much. But I do think that you're being trolled. And I think that you're really being used against me because of my outspokenness against the political establishment, the Republican political establishment, and my outspokenness against the mental health industry. I really do believe that. And you don't have to believe me. Okay, but ultimately what you should do is consider what I'm saying. Okay, consider everything I'm saying. I did not make up those accounts. I did not argue with myself over you. Okay? I didn't. This was done to make me lose my mind. I've gone on a number of racial tirades. You know that's not me. You know that you remember how much I love that you're part Incan, even though you're now claiming not to be part Incan. You know how much I was infatuated with you over that. You know what I mean? I thought it was really neat. We've had numerous conversations about a lot of things, and if you really were just being nice to me, and I've suspected that. I've suspected that you were just being nice to me, and it was because you were a younger girl and things like that. I suspected that, and I would always try to not believe that because I didn't want to believe that. And you're right there. You're right to that extent. But that doesn't mean that I did all this other crazy crap, because I didn't do it. I did not do any of these things. Okay? And that's what I don't like, is that you're being misled and you're believing it, and you shouldn't be believing these things. I could tell by your facial expressions and things like that during the show that you were not... You're not aware of what's going on. You're not fully aware of what's going on. Okay? And I'm not saying that you're stupid. Like, this is the thing. You keep thinking I'm saying you're stupid. I know you're smarter than me. That's why I sought you out for breeding purposes. But the thing is, I know you're smarter than me. I've never thought you were stupid. There are other ways people can take advantage of people besides outsmarting them. Okay? There's other ways, like manipulating them. And I think you're very book smart. I think you know a lot about books and history and engineering, like you said, and mathematics. Everything I know that, and I admire that greatly. I think you lack an intelligence, an interpersonal intelligence. I don't think you know how to tell when people are lying to you. I'm not lying to you. You can actually look at things. I mean, I'm not lying to you. I'm not, okay? I'm not coming down to Argentina. If you need help to keep me out of Argentina, I will help you. But you're being lied to, and we both have been pitted against each other, like I had said from the beginning. You can refuse to believe this if you want, but I'm not lying. I will take down those photos on Instagram. If you want any of that information, ask me. I'm not trying to get you to communicate with me, but I'm serious. If you need I just want you to know that I did not do any of this to you. I didn't do any of it to you. Somebody else did. Actually, a number of people did, and they're trying to drive me crazy. And I will leave up the other things that aren't our conversations. And the one thing that did upset me is, you did ask me if I was a sapiosexual. And no, I love you for I don't love you anymore. But I liked you. I did love you, not because of your brain so much, but because of how sweet you were to me and how supportive you were of me. That's the truth. You have been this is what you need to understand, Eliana. Okay, I said your name. You were the most caring and supportive person I've ever had in my life. You know I've had a terrible life because I've told you about my life. My life isn't that great right now. But you know that, you have to know at some level that I would never do this to you. I've never actually been angry at you. I've gotten quite frustrated, but not... I'm probably just wasting my breath because now you're a member of the CIS. But I'm just putting this out there so you know what I'm saying. I am going to sue them. They will be sued, and they will be brought to justice. They can laugh it up all they want. Something will happen to them legally. This is bullshit. You can't just spread around people's criminal records like this, especially when they're not my criminal records. My guess is that it's either a different James Robert Clark or James Robert Clark III. That's my first guess. My second guess is that it's a complete fabrication. That's not me. Okay? I'm not coming down ever because you don't want me to come down. I will never be in the country of Argentina. I will never be there because you don't want me to be there. If I have to eat the cost of that ticket, if I can't figure out how to use that ticket to go somewhere else, I eat that. I eat that $800, the $788. I eat that. I will do that for you instead of making a big deal out of this crap. I didn't try to make a big deal out of this. Really, I was just going to come down, and I was hoping that you might have the desire to see me. I was going to make a whole bunch of videos telling you when I was coming down. I don't have any fear of you or your family, okay? Because I realized it wasn't your family, and if you were watching my videos as much as you were, you'd probably understand that. But you had people posing as family members of yours and speaking in bad, like I said, bad Mexican. And sometimes it would make sense, like, this can't be her. This can't be her family. But then they'd keep it up. Every time I started realizing it, they'd amplify it and amplify it and amplify it until I got very, very angry and I started not thinking rationally again. This is what these people do. If you watch their other programs, they try to do this to people to get them to kill themselves. This is what they do to other people. Okay? They're not going to get me to kill myself. I can promise you that. I will leave you alone. That's their goal. Their goal the whole time has been for me to leave you alone, to keep us apart, to pit us against one another. You know this if you think back to when we were friends on Facebook. You know all this. You know all this. I'm sorry that I was so persistent in trying to talk to you. I'm sorry, and it stops now. It stops now. And I'm not trying to find you on social media or anything like that. I hope you see this video. I hope you watch this video entirely. You have to know at some level that you have to know that I really did love you. Whether you cared about me or not, that doesn't matter. You have to know that I really loved you. And you have to know that because I loved you, I would never do this crazy crap. Yeah, I've said a lot of crap, but like I said to you, I was saying that to mess with their head, and it would seemingly get them angry. Probably because they have a mad crush on you, which is also corroborated by what's in my Instagram inbox, because they wanted to steal you away from me. I didn't have you, apparently. I never had you, and that's fine. I never, ever, ever tried to make you think that you were mine or anything else. I wanted you to be mine, but I wanted you to decide to be with me. To be honest, if you remember, I said, if I come down because you were worried about not being able to talk to me, I said, we can just sit together, and we can just sit there. We don't have to say a word to one another. You know how I am. You know who I am, Eliana. You know who I am. You know who I am. I know you weren't working with them. After I watched the video, you seem as confused as I do, honestly. You really do. And I didn't make those accounts. I swear I did not make any accounts. Besides, I must have used, when I used Michael Sanchez, I must have been just, boom, I put it there because it's a Spanish name. But I didn't make up the other accounts. And I didn't argue. If you notice, there's no trolling between me and Michael Sanchez. Because Michael Sanchez is a dead profile on Facebook. I never made up the Michael Sanchez, but the Antonio Sanchez, that's a troll account. I didn't know it was a troll account. I didn't know that these were troll accounts. I should have figured it out, but you have to understand, I'm old, and I never liked the internet. The only thing that made me like the internet was you and gerontology. Okay? You and gerontology, that was it. Okay? And it's just, it's upsetting to me that you believe this as easily as you believe it, but I know that you are believing something that is not true. Okay? Think about it. I'm never going to talk to you again unless I make another video like an idiot that they're going to use to make money off of us. Okay? I'm not going to try and find you on social media. I'm not coming down to Argentina. I will never be in the country of Argentina. I didn't make anything up. As far as I knew, everything I was saying was accurate. And yeah, I might have turned a deaf ear to some of the signals you were sending me, but the signals were not that clear. They weren't that clear. But I do think maybe because I wanted things to be a certain way, I ignored them. Okay, and I was suspicious that maybe you were just being nice to me because, you're like, oh, this poor old man. But I didn't want to believe that. And sometimes I did, You didn't clarify it enough to make me know that for sure. And I do know that you tried very hard not to hurt me over the years. You telling me that I'm a retard and to fuck off, that, I understand that you're saying that. That's not you. That's not you, and I know you probably had to try very hard to tell me that. But I didn't do any of these things. The only thing I'm guilty of is continuing to try to find out what was going on. But I didn't make up any fake accounts. As I said, I did that to respect your autonomy, anonymity, etc. I knew that you needed space. I just didn't know you needed that much space. Okay, that's a lot of space. And when I applied for the math class, I didn't know you didn't have the ClassGap app still. Okay, I didn't know that. When I applied for that class, I honestly thought, she's going to teach me math, and this will be a cute way for us to build rapport with one another. I was always trying to build rapport with you, and maybe you didn't want to build that rapport, and I should have respected that. But it was not the clearest signals that you were sending me, especially after the other things that you told me. Okay? And I didn't do these things to you. It's other people that are using you to do things to me. And I wish you would understand that. I can't make you understand anything. Take what I'm saying for what it's worth. If you really think about these things, you know how I feel about you, and you know, or felt about you, I should say. I am indifferent to you at this point, because it's killed me inside. To love you, it has killed me inside. Not for many years when I actively was loving you. Yes, it made me feel good. Even though it caused me health problems, it made me feel good that I actually loved somebody like I loved you. But these recent developments, it's killed me on an emotional level, and that's fine. That's fine. I can deal with that. I can cope, as everybody says. But the facts are the facts, hon. I didn't do any of these things, and I have witnesses that see me arguing with these people. Okay, they see me arguing with them on my phone, and on, that I wouldn't be arguing with myself. Okay, I'm not that crazy. I'm not that demented. These people are that crazy. And if you watch their other things, like watch the Friends of ROTC. Watch what they do to other people. And it's horrible. And I know you would never condone that type of behavior. Okay? But, I mean, this is my last plea, that you try to understand that I'm telling you the truth. I never do. And I just hope you understand that. I don't know. I think that people, they might have even made up trolling accounts with my name for all I know. I don't know. I really don't know. Because I wasn't involved in any of it. And that's all I can say. I think it's them. If you look at the comment sections of my videos, I still have Chief Handler. Now, they retired Chimichanga Chimmy and all them, but if you look at the comment sections of my videos and look at the people commenting in them, they're the same alt-right idiots that were harassing us from the beginning, that didn't like that I wanted to be with you because you didn't look like me. Okay? That's what it is. And they just finally found a way to get to me. They found a way to destroy me, but they didn't destroy me, because they're going to have to try harder. And what I've noticed is these people, they just don't get it. They don't get it. They're not going to destroy me. They can keep me away from you, and they can make me give up on you, but they can't destroy me. They can't do it. They can keep trying, but they're not going to succeed. And I really think you need to fully consider what I'm saying. I don't think you've considered much of anything that I've said. I think that you're going by emotion, which is odd, and you should be going by your big, beautiful brain. I'm telling you the truth. I didn't do any of this. I'm not tech savvy. I'm so not tech savvy that I'm lazy. I wouldn't take the time to do this crap. The only thing I took the time to do with technology was try to find you. And when I'm researching gerontology and health topics online, that's the only thing I take the time to do with technology. I did not do this to you. They did this to us. And it's fine if you don't want me involved in your life. I'm not involved in your life. That's your choice. I may have taken things out of context and things like that, but I didn't do this. It was people posing as your family to get me mad at you and get me to go off on racial tirades and everything else. I did not do any of that. I am the one that responded with the racial tirades. Okay? Okay, I did that. I don't understand that Argentinians don't say "ese" a lot. I've never been to Argentina. You're the only Argentine I've ever talked to at length. And you're denying I even did that. But you're the only Argentine I've ever spoken to. I don't know Argentinians. I know Mexicans, I know Puerto Ricans, I don't know Argentinians. You're the only Argentinian I've ever spoke to. I don't know how they talk. Okay? I'm sorry. But this was not me. You're greatly mistaken, and I think you've been greatly misled by people. And if you don't want me to come down, I'm not coming down. But you really, when I saw the look on your face, I was watching it. I couldn't watch it live. It hurt too bad. It really did. It did hurt too bad. So I watched it, okay? And then I realized the look on your face, you seem a little off about things too. And I'm not saying you're dumb. I'm saying if you really think about this, a lot of it doesn't make any sense. Okay, a lot of it doesn't make any sense. So you're going to have to think, does this sound like something James would do? You know me, I don't hide crap. Does this sound like something James would do? Or does this sound like something a troll would do? You know I'm not a troll. I don't care about crap. I like to use the internet to do research. That's primarily what I use it for, or to purchase books. I don't use the internet to harass people. That's the truth, or to disseminate what I know through these videos, but I don't use the internet to harass people. You know that. And if you took what I did as harassment, I'm deeply, deeply, deeply apologetic. I just really, really, really loved you. That's the truth. I'm deeply apologetic that I did things that you thought were harassment. I didn't mean to make you feel unsafe. I didn't mean to make you feel uneasy. I went off a lot because of these trolls, and Look, I can't explain this any more clearly, but you need to think this through and think about how much of it doesn't make sense, because like 3/4 of this crap doesn't make sense. And I recognize you were telling a couple fibs here and there. That's okay. You're allowed to do that. I'm not going to be mad at you. Okay? But I really think you need to consider how much of this crap doesn't make any sense at all, and how they're targeting me to hurt me, and that you've been used to hurt me. But really, it's starting to lose effect, because I don't care as much. But I do care that you have been taken advantage of. And you can say, oh, well, you're saying I'm dumb. No, I'm not saying you're dumb. I'm saying that you don't have knowledge that they do. They're pretty goddamn stupid, but they know things because they're the ones behind it. So they know things that we don't know. I don't know these things either. Why do you think I look like such an idiot? Do you think I'm stupid? Tell me the truth, Eliana. Or actually, don't tell it to me, but think. Think with your brain. You know how much you thought. You thought I was very intelligent. Do you think I'm really this damned stupid? Yes or no? Think about it. I guess I just gotta leave you with that. I don't know what to say other than that.